These are the most savage movie villains of all time. When I mean savage, I mean scary, violent, and grimy. When these characters appear on camera, it strikes fear into anybody who's watching them or comes across their presence. I will not include comic book characters or any villain related to a superhero movie. These villains have no limitations when it comes to evil. Their motivations are driven by a twisted sense of morality, justifying murder as another means to an end, killing people like clockwork while being able to function in society. Every storyline needs an antagonist who challenges the main character. These antagonists don't just challenge the protagonist, they strike fear into the hearts of anyone who comes across their path, keeping everybody on edge while at the same time anticipating their next move. Our first villain is a psychopath who enjoys torturing his victims. Lado from Savages is one of the most bloodthirsty villains I've ever seen. Lado works for the Elena Sanchez cartel as a sicario. He operates in Southern California as Elena's right-hand man up north, committing murders, kidnapping people, and torturing enemies for his organization. Lado's introduction is both violent and comedic. He circles his prey like a shark swimming around a seal, speaking in a soft yet threatening manner. Lado's frightening appearance is enough to make the hairs on the back of your neck stick up. Eyes of a bloodthirsty killer waiting to quench his thirst, smiling as his prey trembles in fear. One of Lado's associates is given 15 years in prison because a gringo lawyer threw his case. He pays this lawyer a visit by shooting both his kneecaps and killing his mistress, treating murder cleanups as another day at the office. Every time Lado appears on screen, the audience is shocked by the level of savagery displayed on screen, committing horrendous acts for his own pleasure. Lado beats his wife and threatens to take their children if she leaves him. He kidnaps a girl named Olivia because her boyfriends disrespected Elena's cartel by declining their offer. While in captivity, she is given drugs and taken advantage of. Lado is a sadistic killer that embraces violence every chance that he gets, using people as pawns in a sick, twisted game. Lado threatens his targets by letting them dig their own graves, using their own fear to extract information, even going so far as to threaten a federal agent in his own home, circling the agent like a wolf circling a scared animal, a ruthless hitman that is willing to torture a man's family for information. Before returning Olivia to her boyfriends, he shows her a video. The video is her getting screwed by Lado. He smiles, telling her she's about to miss the best part. Lado's level of savagery can be compared to Lil Z from City of God. Lil Z is a power-hungry serial killer who shoots first, thinks later, a malignant narcissist that uses violence to have his way. Before becoming Lil Z, Lil Dice grew up in the City of God as an orphan. Growing up with his best friend Benny, the both of them rolled with the Tender Trio, a group of stick-up kids that ruled the City of God. Lil Dice never feared older hoodlums, viewing them as idiots who should listen to him. They decided to rob a hotel, running away with hundreds of dollars. Beforehand, Lil Dice was given a pistol to alert the trio when police arrived. Shots fly through the window. Lil Dice approaches a frightened couple that had just been robbed. He appears from the darkness, then lifts his pistol, killing them both. Laughing like a kid watching a funny cartoon, Lil Dice wanders the hotel looking for more people to kill, shooting people one by one with a smile on his face. Lil Dice fled the City of God in order to avoid punishment. Benny and Lil Dice make a living by robbing people on the street. They returned to the City of God only to be confronted by an older hoodlum. He slaps Lil Dice and takes their money. Lil Dice offers the hoodlum a pistol before shooting him dead on the roof. Lil Dice rose to power by systematically killing older hoodlums. By his 18th birthday, Lil Dice had become a notorious killer in the City of God, controlling most of the drug trade within the favelas. Lil Dice becomes Lil Z after visiting a shaman for spiritual guidance. Afterwards, Lil Z starts expanding his empire by taking over more territory, killing drug dealers, smaller gangs, and even children. The Runts are a gang of kids that rob stores all around town. Lil Z prohibits crime of any kind while he's in charge. To make an example out of them, he tracks them down to teach them a lesson. After cornering 2 children, Lil Z asks them, hand or foot. After shooting 2 kids in the foot, he instructs one of his child soldiers to kill one. His lack of empathy speaks volume. Torturing children for amusement can only mean one thing. Lil Z is a sadist whose only mission in life is to inflict as much pain as possible. Brazil's favelas are filled with hardworking people trying to make a living. They share the same street as a bloodthirsty killer who crashes out for fun, even crashing out at his best friend's going away party. Benny was leaving the slums to start a new life. Lil Z was starting beef with everyone at the party, getting angry at the slightest things, arguing with Benny for wanting to leave, threatening other gang members for not handling business. Lil Z was being negative, getting mad, starting problems with people, making a dude undress because he got rejected by a girl. Meanwhile, an assassin is stalking Lil Z, creeping through the crowd, waiting for an opportunity. Benny and Lil Z fight for a camera. Shots were fired when Benny was struck and killed. After this tragedy, Lil Z upped his antics tenfold, starting turf wars, terrorizing the population, recruiting more children as soldiers. The only thing Lil Z cared about was killing and gaining power. This would be his ultimate demise via poetic justice. Hans Landa from Inglorious Bastards. This was a good character, a cunning detective that justified genocide as a way to boost his career. The level of savagery is insane. His interrogation skills are impeccable, building tension through subtle small talk while disarming his target. In a very discreet manner, Hans reels people in, then drills them with serious accusations, allowing their guilt to eat them alive. His targets are unable to think fast because of the intense pressure. His proficient career as a detective resulted in the deaths of many Jews. Hans enjoyed the title Jew Hunter, not a single sign of remorse for his actions. Technically, the Third Reich ordered Hans to complete a mission, eliminate a race of humans for Hitler, blindly committing genocide on innocent civilians, justifying slaughter as a necessary means to an end. He doesn't even like working for the Nazi Party. After an American terror plot goes wrong, Hans betrays his country for full immunity, along with, but not limited to, a house in the United States, awards for his heroism, and full credit for killing Hitler. This guy is a sociopathic monster who only cares about climbing the corporate ladder, doesn't even care about killing all these innocent Jews. To him, he sees it as a way to boost his career, and after he realizes that the Nazis are gonna lose, he wants to switch sides, make himself the hero, give himself awards, doing all this while ignoring the fact that he's a terrible person who kills to get what he wants. A full-blown sociopath trying to climb the corporate ladder, killing thousands of people along the way, displaying charismatic behavior with an undertone of manipulation, having a lively presence with deadly intentions. His lack of empathy for the slaughter of innocent Jews is a testament to his cold-hearted nature. Two Gun Tommy, the original YN. This is the guy who enjoys beating people to death, shooting people to death, killing people for no reason other than the fact that he got mad. Tommy DeVito is a notorious mobster who climbed the ranks of organized crime through sheer violence. More specifically, Tommy likes to hurt people because it makes him feel good, laughing while breaking people's faces, shooting waiters in the foot, and attacking anyone who looks at him funny. Saying he has an anger problem would be an understatement. Every time Tommy engages with people, they walk on eggshells, not knowing what they can or can't say. Cracking jokes and having a good time can easily turn into a deadly beating, fatal shooting, or murder case. One moment you're laughing with friends, then the next you're hiding a body at 3 a.m. When Tommy has a few drinks, he immediately becomes 10 times more violent, treating people like circus animals he can toy with for his amusement. Tommy's erratic behavior would lead people in bad situations, killing made men, dealing drugs behind the boss's back, attacking civilians, all while racking up a body count, viewing violence as an outlet for his anger. Consequently, Tommy's violent outburst would be his downfall. One fateful evening at Henry's bar, Billy Batts was having a welcome home party after doing time in the can. Tommy showed up with his date. Immediately, Billy started shouting at him from across the room. Pleasantries quickly turned into a screaming match. Although Billy Batts was making fun of Tommy couldn't have walked away even if he tried. When Billy told him to get his shine box, Tommy went ballistic, calling Billy a mutt. He took his date home, then returned to the bar later that night. Tommy was so angry with the shine box comment, he beat Billy Batts to death. This would be his downfall because he beat a made man without permission. Real greaseball shit. Can't really get into it, it's their code. Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. He's an agent of chaos who believes killing people is part of their destiny. He's some sort of dealer of death, ghost, Grim Reaper, whatever you want to call it. Every interaction he has with people, he makes it into a whole life or death situation for them. I would describe him as a ghost with a twisted view on killing, believing in destiny while taking countless lives, viewing their deaths as all part of his plan. Anton's introduction is really crazy because he walks up on some random dude, tells him to not move, and just kills him with the cattle gun. No rhyme, no reason, probably just to steal his car. Committing violence with passion while keeping a blank stare. Taking lives like a farmer kills cows. Chigurh believes he's on a mission of death, tracking down targets with fierce determination, killing everyone who gets in the way, treating random encounters as life or death situations for the people he interacts with, having a complicated code about delivering people's destiny, believing their deaths are part of fate rather than up to chance, which is why he made that guy choose heads or tails, meaning he chose his fate on whether or not he would get smoked in that store. Anton Chigurh's methods of hunting are meticulous, quick, and clean. His choice of equipment speaks volume, a cattle gun and silenced shotgun, leaving a trail of corpses everywhere he goes, shooting from the dark while operating from the shadows, making the audience feel like they're the ones being hunted. Anton Chigurh's motivations are vague. He's solely focused on retrieving the case of stolen money. Anton Chigurh has a god complex by the way he chooses to kill people, allowing certain people to live based on how they answer his questions, choosing who lives and who dies, treating murder as a person's destiny, believing his actions are some sort of divine intervention, a god of chaos that chooses who lives and who dies. These characters displayed high levels of savagery, believing their actions were justified based on a self-written code. Use these examples as extreme determination. Instead of killing people, kill every limitation you've placed on yourself. Instead of using violence to hurt people, be violently determined to accomplish your goals. Let me know if I missed any savage movie characters, and I'll for sure do a part 2. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down your thoughts and opinions below. Who do you think is the most savage character in this video? Thank you for giving me your time. Drink plenty of tea, exercise, and stay healthy. I will see you in the next one. Hey!